Alright. I Right. I was sexually assaulted when I was 10 years old, and I thank God that it happened every single day. Let's get into the story, shall we? When I was 10, my family, we were all living in Southern California at the time, in San Diego, and we lived in an apartment complex, and the way it was set up, you had like one apartment building, and of course, and you had another apartment building. It was like a whole complex. It was really cute, and it had like a sandbox area next to the pool, and you know, there were like sidewalks in between each building and stuff like that. So typically when I played outside, I had to stay within that area where my parents can, like, you know, just come out on the patio and see where I was, or I would have to play like around the building. Like, I would be out of sight, but if they yelled my name, I'd be able to hear them and, you know, come back and, you know, do whatever I needed to do for them. So this particular day, I was playing with a friend of me who shouldn't have been a friend of me, who's actually really cool. We had a third party situation who was ain't shit, and that's a whole nother story. She was terrible. But anyway, so I was playing with a friend of me, and we were playing on the side of the building, because I don't remember if we were like skating or like if we had a scooter or something, but we were going around in a circle. Like, we had a track of some sort, and I don't know. I feel like we were skating, but I can't skate, so I don't know why we would be skating. Like, I don't know. But yeah. So we were just going around. We made our own track. Part of it was like on the sidewalk. Part of it was in the grass, and the other part went into the street. So, but it was like not in the street. It was like in the parking area, and we were actually skating where people aren't supposed to park because it has like the line marks on it. It's like the size of a parking spot, but it is for the ramp, you know. It's like where the sidewalk meets the street, so it's like there's a ramp there, so it was like painted off so no one parked there, right? But as we were skating and going around the circle, someone ended up parking there, and it was like a teal Toyota, like it was a teal sedan of some sort, and this guy, he just parked right there in that section, but he didn't block us off. We were still able to go past him, but we'd have to go past his driver's side window in order to, you know, for us to continue our route. So we were hanging out and we were like skating, we were doing whatever we were doing, hella goofy, you know. We had baby deer legs, probably looked really awkward because, you know, children are just deeply special. But we, you know, we were doing our thing, and he parked there, and he had the window down, and so he was like you know, you could see him, you know what I'm saying? So as we were going around, I could just, you know, you could feel when you're being looked at, so I just felt like I was being looked at, so I just like looked up, you know, and I looked at him, and initial, you know, response, you smile, and because I wasn't thinking anything of it, so I like did that for a couple of times, and he just kept staring at us, and I looked down, I didn't like look down, like I like focused into the car more, I guess, and I realized that he like had his stuff out, you know what I'm saying? And yeah. So yeah, so he was, you know, doing whatever he was doing, which you shouldn't be doing, like, while 10-year-old girls are skating around you. But yeah, he was doing that, and then I like looked down and I looked up at him, and I just remember he was smiling, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, you know, it was just very uncomfortable feeling. But I skated back to her, and I didn't let her go around again. I like stopped her, and I just like pointed out, I was like, hey, next time you go around, look at the guy in the car. And she's like, I see him. And I was like, well, I see a lot of him, you know what I'm saying? And so she goes around and she looks, and then she's like, and then I was like, yeah. But for some reason, even though we saw that, we kept skating in that area. We didn't leave. I don't know why we didn't leave, but we didn't leave. And at one point, as we're skating, he's illegally parked. So we have patrol in in the complex, and the guy stops, a patrol car stops, and it's like, hey, you can't park here. And the guy in the car says, oh, I'm waiting for my wife. See, looking back on it, that would have been like the perfect time to be like, hey, can you go like talk to him, or like I could have just went up to the car and like said something. But I was 10 at the time, so I'm not really mad at myself, but it was like, that was like the perfect situation to like, you know, be a hero or something, you know, just like get him in that moment. But of course I didn't think about it, and of course my friend didn't think about it. But the cop listened and was like, oh, okay, he's waiting for his wife, and he just left. And you know, the guys continued to sit there and did what he did and watch us and smile. And I just like, I don't remember seeing his face again in that sense, you know, like I don't remember like looking at him again. I don't remember making eye contact with him again. But at one point, like I saw his hand like reach out like while I was passing, and I think that's when I was like, nah, you're trying to touch me now, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, for some reason we just stayed in that area, and then one of the parents came and told us that she would like us to stay closer because she knows that it was known. I guess when there's a predator in the area, like people get notifications, which is great, but it was known that there was a predator in the area. It wasn't known, once again, because we didn't think to tell somebody for some reason. It was known that we were actually dealing with and knew where the predator is and knew who the predator was. And it's like that same night she was like, hey, I want you guys to stay closer to my house because there's somebody out there that's, you know, making you guys, like, makes it unsafe for you guys to be, you know, around there. And once again, I don't know why I didn't just tell somebody, but I was 10. I keep telling myself I was 10. But that night I went home. I didn't tell anybody. I have not told anyone this story. I have not told my family this story. I don't know why. I just haven't. I don't know. And now I'm telling everybody, and now everybody's gonna know the story. So that night I went home, took a shower, took a bath, you know, nothing. I didn't think much of it until I laid down, and then I laid down and it was like, I felt gross again, you know, but luckily it wasn't any worse. But the next day, though, it was cleaning day, so it must have been like Friday or Saturday was the day that I saw him, that I dealt with him. But the next day was cleaning day, which I believe was on Sunday. I think I was playing outside on a Saturday, and then cleaning day was Sunday. Yeah. So I had to clean the kitchen and take out the trash, right? And my little sister, I have a little sister who's 5 years younger than me. So my little sister got to play outside. She was a baby, and she was in the sandbox right below. So if we look outside, because we have all the windows and stuff open, we could see her. But we can't see everything in that area. We could see her because she's in the sandbox, right? So I take out the trash, and I'm heading past the sandbox because I have to go past the sandbox to get to the dumpster. And there's some like stairs on the other side of the sandbox. So she's playing in here, and then there are stairs there for people to go up into their apartment. And I look at the stairs, and it's the guy from the day before, and he's watching my little sister. So I immediately stop and I stare at him, and he looks at me and he smiles again, that same smile. And I just stare at him, like straight face, no smile back, no nothing. I just like, all I can register is that he's now looking at my little sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what he's not a stranger to me anymore, you know? I know his motives. And he's looking at my little sister, and she's playing in the sandbox, like not paying any attention. Or her 2 ponytails, you know, just living her best life. Like, ugh. So I'd say, hey, come with me to, this is my sister. I said, hey, come with me to take the trash to the dumpster. And she's like, but I'm playing. And I was like, just come with me to take the trash to the dumpster. If you take it with me, then I'll let you throw it in. She can't throw it in. She always likes to try to throw it in, but she can't throw it in. So she's like, gets up, and she's like, yay! And I walk with her to the dumpster, and she tries to throw it in, but she's 5. So there's no tossing, right? So I put it in there, and I stop her and I ask her, I was like, did that person talk to you? And she's like, no, he just says hi. And I was like, okay, how long was he watching you? She's like, I don't know. You know, of course she doesn't know, but I'm just like, did he touch you? You know what I'm saying? That's what I really want to ask, like, did he touch you at all? But no, he didn't touch her. And he just said hi to her. And so when we were walking back, of course we have to pass the stairs again, and he was gone. And then later that day, the cops were like, hey, it's been reported that he's been sighted in this complex. Have you seen him? And I was just like, yeah, I've seen him. And he was sitting on the stairs. This time, like, at this time, I still haven't told my parents. Like, I don't know why I didn't tell him. Like, part of me felt like it was my fault. Part of me felt like I was guilty of something. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's typical in the story. But honestly, after I saw him looking at my little sister, after I was able to get my little sister out of that situation, I do not feel disgusted by what happened to me. Like, I do not care about what happened to me. It was not a big deal to me. I would not say that I'm traumatized by it. I would not say that I regret it. I would not, no, because I was supposed to see him, and I was supposed to have what was done happen to me. The very little that happened to me, the very little that I was made aware of, just so I could know him by face and recognize his smile and recognize that situation and get her out of it. So I'm completely happy that, yep, I'm completely okay and comfortable with that situation. Like, I don't know, it was a blessing. Like, it sounds weird. Like, you know, no one wants to be sexually assaulted. No one wants to be put in an uncomfortable situation. Nobody wants to be reached out and touched in a way that is being forced upon you in such an inappropriate way at such a young age. But I am so happy that that shit happened to me. Because if anything happened to my sister, I would kill her. I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube. I would react strongly in an aggressive way if anything happens to any of my siblings. So, I am very happy. I am very happy. And I realize how, like, common the situation is. I realize how many young women go through this, and I feel like that's not even a big deal. You know, the fact that somebody masturbated in front of me at 10, I feel like that's not a big deal. But it is. But I don't know. Like, I feel like a lot of girls, it's too common, so a lot of girls feel like it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. And how you respond to it, and how you react to it, and how you feel about it is completely valid. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, somebody's mowing the lawn right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's completely valid. Like, even if he's like, it's not a big deal to me, it didn't bother me that much, I'm not that traumatized, then great. It didn't bother you and you're not that traumatized, then that means that that's how you responded to your situation. However you respond to your situation, however you see your situation, as long as you're not harming anybody that's not involved in the situation, as long as you're not harming an innocent person, then it's completely valid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me, personally, sorry, 1 second. I don't think mine was that big of a deal. I think that's why I didn't. Ooh. I don't think mine was that big of a deal. I think that's why I haven't really told anybody. But while I was talking to my roommate a couple days ago, and I finally said it out loud. I realized I have never said this out loud. And I wonder why. I don't know why. It could be a plethora of things. It could be, like, you know, some sort of guilt. It could be because of how women that actually share their stories are viewed. I don't want to seem tainted. I don't want to seem traumatized, because I want to say I'm not traumatized by it. I mean, it's bothersome at a certain point, because it's just like, you know, it's bothersome to know that people are that gross out there, and that I want to have kids and I have younger siblings and stuff like that, and that's what's bothersome more than the fact that it happened to me. You know what I'm saying? It could have been because I never felt the need to express it. I didn't think it was that important. It could be because I'm disgusted. Like, I don't know. But the fact that I never told my parents does kind of bother me. Because, I mean, I tell them everything. You guys know everything now. You guys know everything now. It's all out now. But, yeah. There's my story. There's my story. There it is. I saved my sister. I'm so happy that shit happened to me. Because if I, like, you know, she was smaller than me. She was more vulnerable than me. She was completely by herself. At least I had another child with me, you know what I'm saying? I am so happy. I am so fucking happy that I knew, because okay, alright, end of the story time. Thanks, guys. Bye. I'm losing focus, but I'm busting moves and multiplying. They won't notice. I swear they'll never notice. Oh shit. My sister noticed. She told me find the next little thing and hop up on it. But I don't really want that again. So it's nigga, don't touch me. The only one I want, don't trust me. I'm only switching if he loves me. But right now I'm just angry and lonely. It's boring. So you're here for me.
My dark figure 7.
Aww. My little sisters are both Libras, and my